Hello and welcome back to Prior's Flat here. We haven't started yet, 5 o'clock. Good afternoon if you've just, this is the first time you've listened this afternoon here at Hexham, but as I speak there's nothing happening, but the Lintz fielders are walking out there now, and the two opening batsmen of Tynedale, Ollie Fletcher on the left and Tom Cant, the captain, on the right, go out from our left here, down the steps and out into the middle. And the score is here that Tynedale will chase 152 to win in their 50 overs. So the clubhouse here at Prior's Flat, as the sun comes back out, is just completely emptied after the football has finished. In the positive, I think it was. I don't know, I've been sitting outside here, keeping cool for the last couple of hours since the first innings finished here at Prior's Flat, but we've got all the young lads and young lasses just clearing off the field now. There's an assortment of footballs and tennis balls flying about here. I don't know if we're safe or not, but a few have come out to sit on the grass, a few of the spectators, and Mr. Donison there, young Mr. Donison, just keeping about with the ball. He'll have to watch himself. He'll have to find his shoes as well. But so Tynedale to chase 152 to win. And umpire Greener and umpire Hardy are out there now. They have been fed and watered and looking well for it as well. Umpire Hardy has his sun hat and his sunglasses on again, and umpire Greener, didn't have a hat on in the first innings, but we didn't have much sun. It kept coming and going, but he's now resorted to the white flat cap at the top end there with his t-shirt on, and the same. He's got his untucked, and umpire Hardy has got his tucked in, but there's a young one there just clearing the pitch. She's not very happy. I don't think she wanted to leave, but she wanted to be out there now. A young lad runs on from our left. He's going to collect a tennis ball. He looks as if he's been allergic to sun cream this afternoon by the colour of his face, but he's got his hat on now. Here's Tom Clark, just walks across in front of us here. But here we go, we're about to go in to have the first ball. It's going to be Nick Young to bowl for Lintz. He's going to be coming in from the top end, and he's going to bowl to Tom Cant. Yes, Tom Clark, you've just come. Not a lot, we're just about to start. The second team, I think they were chasing 190 something. Oh no, 190 something. So I haven't heard from him. He'll be listening somewhere.
He'll be sitting in a caravan with a Dutch.
Which Duchess? Devonshire or Northumberland? Oh, Hexham. Here's Young, first ball to Cant, and it's outside the off stump, and he lets it go through to the wicketkeeper there for Lintz. Tom Clark has just decided to leave us for a quick visit there. He's off to take his seat on the deck, and I think he'll be heading up there. So one ball gone here, note for note. Tynedale 152 to win off 50 overs. So here we go. Here's Cant on strike from Young, left arm over, and Cant just moves this one out behind square on the leg side over towards the tennis courts, and he's off the mark with a single. So one for no wicket now. Cant gets off the mark there, and that brings on to strike Ollie Fletcher. Now this is the third game in a row he's opened the batting. Sam Mannion dropped down the order. So Ollie Fletcher, he's 12, 12 and 47 his last three innings. So here's Young now over the wicket, bowling to Fletcher, and he comes. Fletcher lifts his bat out the way and lets it go through past the off stump, through to the wicketkeeper, and there's no run. So a gorgeous late afternoon here at the moment at Prior's Flat, Hexham. Golden even. Even the grass is golden, which is not quite what the groundsmen want to hear. But here's Young again now. Moves in and bowls to Fletcher, who goes forward, and it comes off the inside half, out behind square again to backward square leg, and they run quickly for two. Fletcher comes scuttling back to this near end where he's batting from, so he gets off the mark with a couple there down behind square, and the score goes to 3 for no wicket. So it's 149 now Tynedale need, or 10 wickets still for Lintz. In moves Young again, and he's bowled him, leg stump. It moved in, it swung, Fletcher's out. Oh dear, leg stump. He went forward in the ball, he must have got too far on the outside of it there, and it swung back and it's hit leg stump, and the stump rocked back there. So an early wicket to Lintz here. Fletcher goes for 2, bowled by Young, and he's just on his way back off the field here now. So Tynedale have lost their first wicket at just after 5 o'clock, 5:05. As they chase 152 to win, as the Lintz fielders all break up there. And so the first wicket for Tynedale's down, and now in goes Sam Mannion. He'll wonder what all the fuss was about. He thought he might have been able to go and have a little rest at number 3, but to no avail. And he's out there early, and he's just going to have a little chat to his new partner out there, Tom Cant. Sam Mannion, I was just saying, he hasn't had the best run of form, 421 and naught. He's averaging just 15 with the bat from 10 innings up there at the crease, but Young's in now to Mannion, and he watches this one outside the off stump, and it goes through to the keeper, and there's no run, and that's the end of the first over. A wicket for Young in the first over there, and Tynedale needing 152 to win, or 3 for 1, and we're going into just the second over here. It was Lintz 151 all out, Gurry 48, and Tom Cant, the captain, who took 4 for 27 in the Lintz innings there. So we're going to have Gurry to bowl now, so can he add to his runs today? He's coming in from, he's going in from our end here, the clubhouse end, umpire Hardy's end. So we're going to have 2 slips, a third man, a gully, a point, a cover, that's Christie going into cover there, a mid-off, a mid-on, and a square leg. So Gurry, right arm over the wicket, seam bowler. His economy rate 3.9 this season so far. His best 3 for 49, and bowls to Cant, who's well forward there, defending out to Christie there at extra cover, and there's no run. Gurry moves back towards the end of his mark, short sleeves on, his blonde hair whistling about in the slight breeze, short sleeves on his top, nearly halfway up his, nearly to his shoulders. So waiting here, delaying play, the young lad's coming across on the bike. He's just about toppled into the side screen there. Oh dear, he's hurt himself, I think, and he's fallen over, so we're going to have to retrieve him. So there's a little delay in play here. Tom Cant just waiting for play to start here. So I think we've found him now. He's going to be lifted up the bank. So yeah, they come. I think that must be Dad over to collect him there. He's got the bike, and he's got the lad. He only looks about 3 or 4 in his Newcastle top there in his orange shorts, but he's okay now. In goes Gurry again now to Cant, who plays back out to point there, and it's picked up, and there's no run again. 3 for 1 Tynedale, chasing 152 to win, and we're just in the second over of Tynedale's reply here. So here's Gurry again, up he goes and bowls to Cant, who's back again, and that's a nice knock through the offside, up square up towards the tennis courts, and has it gone? I think it's gone for 4, has it? Yes. Has tried it, just got too close to the boards up there, the advertisement boards, and the sliding attempt at stopping the ball from the fielder there didn't pay off. A change in the field here. Foster is just, he's at mid-off at the moment. Now his cover point is just stayed back, so he's deep cover point now over by the tennis courts. Another delay in play. Tom Kant is distracted again by people walking behind the arm, and that's bowled outside the off stump this time from Govey, and Tom Kant lifts the bat up and it goes through to the keeper there, and there's no run. So still 2 slips in place and a gully, a third man, a square leg, a mid-on, a mid-off, an extra cover, a deep cover point, and that's the lot for the moment. So quite a bit less cloud here at the moment at Priors Flat. Tynedale have moved to 7 for 1 wicket. In goes Govey again, short this time down the leg slide, and I think that's going to be 4 runs. Just a little fine glance there from Tom Kant up to the fine leg boundary up at the Corbridge side of the pitch, top of the pitch there up towards Corbridge, and it's fielded now from beyond the rope. So 4 more to the total. Kant goes to 9. Sam Mannion in at number 3 today. He's yet to score. Ollie Fletcher the man out. He went when the score was at 3 for 2. And here's Govey again now bowling to Kant. And again he lets this one through to the keeper outside the off stump. Good length, but the line just a little wide there. And that's the end of the second over. So there we go, at the end of the third over, I beg your pardon. And the scoreboard's gone wrong again, a second over, that's 2 overs gone now. 11 for 1, Tynedale in reply to 151 from Lintz. Kant 9 not out, and Sam Mannion, who will be on strike now, he'll start without scoring at the moment. So here we go then. 2 slips still in place for Young. We've got a gully as well, got a backward point, a cover, a mid-off, a wide mid-on, a fine leg and a deep square leg. Young comes in, Mannion's forward and pushes out, and yes, they'll get a little misfield there on the edge of the circle at cover, and it's almost got to the boundary, and it's Christie after it. He picks it up now, and Mannion's going to get 2 out of that there. So he gets off the mark with 2, and the score goes to 13 for 1. Young again now, moves in, ball's outside the off stump this time, and again Sam Mannion just watches the ball through to the keeper, just shoulders his bat there, doesn't offer a shot, and the ball's on its way back round. Tom Kant up there at the non-striker's end at the moment, just has a little look round, keeping an eye on things. Here's Young again, coming up to bowl to Mannion. Mannion's forward, and a plainer miss outside the off stump this time. That was just a little close out of the stumps, that one from Young, and it was a good length. Mannion didn't quite get up to it, and it zipped past the outside edge through to the keeper. So here's Young again, bowling to Mannion. This time Mannion's well forward out of his crease there and defends it up to mid-off. 13 for 1, Tynedale. Mannion on strike 2, Tom Kant 9 at the non-striker's end. Just leans rather pensively up there on his bat with his left hand on his hip. He backs up now as Young comes in, and that's on middling leg, and Mannion just moves forward and defends it out there to mid-wicket, and there's no run. So we've got plenty spectators now here back out on the decking across to the right. Few on the benches on the Kingsgate Terrace side of the ground, and round at the house end up at Priors Terrace and round by the scoreboard, as Young comes in again now and bowls. Drive from Mannion, but didn't quite place it that time, went straight along the ground to extra cover there, and there's no run off the last ball of the over there. So it's 13 for 1 Tynedale. Tom Cant 9 not out and 2 to Sam Mannion. Ollie Fletcher, the man out so far. He's played a nice shot for 2 and then was bowled middle and leg or leg stump by Young. So Young has got the wicket so far for Lintz. And some of the Tynedale batsmen yet to come are just going, looks like they're going for a wander out anti-clockwise round the ground. But here's Gurry again now, bowling to Cant with 2 slips. It's full and it's driven straight, and they're going to get 1. It just came down the leg side of the pitch there and past the stumps, and they get 1. It split the fielders there, mid-off and mid-on, who are quite deep. So there's quite a way for Foster to move there from mid-off round to his right. But he got there in the end and kept it down to 1. So here we go. Here's Gurry again now. Just tosses the ball about as he waits for Mannion to settle in now. Bowls, and Mannion's forward and all defensive that time, and the ball just runs back down the pitch and Gurry's forward to pick that one up. And there's no run. Still 13 for 1. Sam Mannion on strike. His highest score of the season. He has a 50. He got, I think it was 65 in one match, but he defends this next ball from Gurry out to the offside, where it's picked up there at close cover point by Christie. And he gives the ball a little polish in his sunglasses there before he throws the ball back round. And here's Mannion again now, just settles in. In goes Gurry. He's forward, and this one just closes the face of the bat there and smothers the ball into the leg side this time, where it's picked up at close mid-wicket, and there's no run. And Mannion just retreats back in his crease and does a little bit of gardening there before he settles himself again. So here we go. Here's Gurry again now. In he goes and bowls. And that one is on the leg stump, and it's turned out there to square leg, but Tom Cant gives the call there. No run. And the score moved to 14 for 1 with that last single. Cant moved to 10, and Sam Mannion is on 2. He's on strike. We've still got 2 slips and a gully, a third man, a square leg, mid-off, mid-on, extra cover, deep cover. And there's Mannion forward again and defends square on the offside across to the tennis courts. And it's picked up there from backward point, and there's no run, and that's the end of another over. We'll be back in just a moment after we hear from the club sponsor here at Tynedale.
Cricket Club is sponsored in 2018 by MKM Building Supplies and Cars Billington, agricultural merchants, both local companies in Hexham.
So it's going to be Young again now. And he's going to bowl to Tom Cant. Averaging 34 every time at the crease this season, Cant. And he pushes the first one back. And Young fields it. He's got 150 and 100, and the 100, the big 149 unbeaten against Lintz in the first game of the season. Just settles himself again now. The sun beating down on his back. Holds that bat at 90 degrees, waiting for Young. Lets this one outside the off stump, and it's through to the keeper with no shot offered there. And he retreats over towards umpire Hardy there at square leg, who is rather in a meditation position at the moment, with his hands on his hips, well up his hips, and he looks like he's got a little set of wings at the moment, just with his head tilted back, just taking in a bit of the sun. And now here's Young again, Nick Young, and he comes bowling to Cant, and he's lobbed it up to Gully, and that one lifted on him. And he tried to defend it, and it rather got high up on the bat, and Cant is out, caught in the gully, and it bubbled up. It surprised him a bit, and he went half forward there, and Cantor's gone. He's gone for 10 in the 5th over. It's 14 for 2, Tynedale. So the 152 to win, not for the first time, looks a little bit of a long way off at the moment. But the field has break up there, and Cantor's gone. Young takes his 2nd wicket, and caught in the gully there was Cant, and he disperses now. He's just about to make his way up the steps to the left hand side of us here. So Tynedale 14 for 2, 152 the target, and we'll still have 45 overs left after this one has been completed by Young. So he'll be in, he'll have a big smile on his face up at that top end. And is he going to come around the wicket this time? Is he? He's just adjusting his field, because it's the left-handed Parker who's gone in for Tynedale. Now he hasn't played for a couple of games. Dan Parker, he's 116, 6 and 0 for his last 3 innings. And here's Young again now. Comes in over the wicket, bowling to Parker, who goes forward and watches this one outside the off stump through to the keeper, and there's no run. So the field for the new batsman here, 2 slips, a gully, a fine leg. We've got a point there, and we've got an extra cover, a mid off, a mid on, and a square leg. So here we go then. Here's Young again now, bowls outside the off stump again, and Parker watches that one through, and there's no run. 14 for 2, Tynedale. Mannion at the non-strikers end, 2 not out. So yes, Dan Parker, he didn't play in either of the games last week for against Stocksfield, and he's averaging a 29 from the 8 innings he's been at the crease this season for his first season back at Tynedale here. And the next one past the off stump, and there's no run through to the keeper. Parker didn't offer a shot there, and that's the end of the over. 14 for 2, Tynedale, chasing 152 to win. Mannion has 2 and Parker has yet to score, and the 2 batsmen just have a little tete-a-tete in the middle there, just discussing what's going on. But we're going to get quickly round here, and it's going to be Guri to take over the bowling from this end at the change of overs there. So it's going to be Sam Mannion on strike, still with 2 slips, and Gully just moves around a little squarer. Gully's over to the left here, the offside's across to our left. Guri to Mannion, who hits this one, and it's just a defensive shot, brought the bat down on it there, and the ball's picked up from that straightish gully or close backward point, whatever you want to call them, with the scoreboard in the background there behind at the top end from that gully position. And we've got a close in extra cover as well. Next, a play and a miss outside the off stump from the next ball, and it's Mannion it is, who went forward there. It was a well pitched ball, and from here it looked fairly close to the stumps, but he was up to it, but maybe just moved away from him just slightly there, and through to the keeper. So here's Guri again now. Mannion just defends this one down into the leg side, and it's fielded at mid-wicket there, and there's no run. The ball moving quickly across the short square, the short grass on the square, and it's about the same length on the outfield as well. Right in front of us here, hardly a green blade of grass about round the whole field, but here's Mannion on strike now, and we're going to have another delay because there's 2 more kids and children playing behind the sight screen now, and they're going to move. They've been told to move several times now, and even Guri the bowler is just waving his arms at them. But here's Guri again, and Mannion just defends this one down into the extra cover position, and there's no run. It's picked up quickly. So here we go, 2 slips. We've got a 2 slips in the gully, and it's really a silly mid-off there as well. He's quite close into the pitch. And here's Govey now. Mannion drives for 4, I think. Yes, it's beaten the fielder from wide of mid-off, and it'll run up to the tennis courts for 4. It hits into the GS Hubbock advertising board there across on our left. So Mannion goes to 6. The score goes to 18 for 2. So 8 wickets in hand for Tynedale. 134 to win for Tynedale from their 50 overs. Now Govey moves in and bowls, and Mannion goes forward, and that's running up to fine leg, and the chase is on for Metcalf, it looks like, and he stops it just inside the boundary there at Prior Terrace. He gets onto it and throws it into the wicketkeeper's end, which at the top end there. So 2 more to the total. That takes it to 20 for 2 at the end of the 6th over of reply here. Mannion has 8, and Dan Parker is yet to score, going in at number 4. So here we go now. It's going to be Young again, just hands his cap to umpire Greener up at that top end. Umpire Greener frazzling by the minute here. He already came in with looking like a chestnut. But here he comes now. Here's Nick Young to bowl. Left arm. Parker on strike. 2 slips in a gully. Swing and a miss outside the off stump that time. Through to the keeper, and Parker just backs off towards square leg and maybe looks up through one of the windows there away on Kingsgate Terrace to decide what happened with that one. But now he's back in position up there at the crease at this near end. And here he is again, facing up to Young. Goes forward this time and hits it out to extra cover there. And it's picked up. 20 for 2 still Tynedale. Parker, 234 runs for the season so far. 234. Let's see if he can add to it now as Young comes in towards him. Short, and Parker's just up on his toes that time and defends it square out to point there. And there was no run. Quickly round the offside field goes the ball. You'll remember that Parker's a left-hander. He's got his back to us down behind fine leg at the moment. Now he sets himself again. And there's an edge, and he's shouting. May have touched the top of the pad, did it? The wicketkeeper caught it, and no, he's not out. Umpire Greener just shakes the head at that one with his arms folded, and Parker's still there. The bails have come off somehow, but I think that may have just been a player who took them off there, but there was definitely a noise there. It may have flicked the thigh or the top of the pad, the flap of the pad there as it went through, but it was a very good catch behind the stumps, diving towards the leg side, but Parker's safe. Here's Young again now, and bowls full, and it's hit him on the pads this time, and he tries to flick it away, and it comes up towards fine leg there. Leg by called that time by umpire Greener at the top end, and adds 1 to the total that run. So it's 21 for 2. 21 for 2 wickets Tynedale in the 7th over of the reply here. 152 they need to win. And here's Young again. Excellent start for him. 2 wickets. The 2 that have fallen. Here he comes now to Mannion, and he jams the bat down to a slower full ball there, and he misses it. Plays and misses through to the wicketkeeper, and that's the end of Young's over, and it's the end of the 7th over. And it's 21 for 2 Lintz. Mannion has 8. Parker still yet to score. And Tynedale are still 131 shy of the target for winning this match at the moment. So those 2 early wickets. Can Lintz make them count? Can these 2 batsmen for Tynedale just ease it out? Let's see. They're still keeping 2 slips in place here. They've got rather an open field across to the leg side, across to the tennis courts. Big gaps behind square and in front of square because we've got a mid-on. Now he's just moved round a bit clockwise there, so he's covering that gap up a bit. But it's Grory again into bowl to Parker this time. And that one's gone off the edge, past between second slip and gully up towards the 3rd man boundary where it's fielded by Young. And he throws it in. And there's 1 run to Parker there. He's got off the mark actually with that one. So 22 now for 22 for 2 now, and I think the scoreboard has just added that one onto Mannion's with that last shot, so Parker should have 1 at the moment. He's still on note, but here's Grory again now. We'll watch this one, and Mannion just comes forward and defends it back down the pitch, and it's picked up quickly enough there. It's silly mid-off. So an interesting field here, 2 slips in a gully. There's no 3rd man this time for the right-handed Mannion. There's a fine leg though. Anything driven here if he can get the full bat on it, but he's got to watch that silly mid-off in there as well. Groovy in now to Mannion, who plays forward to a full ball there and pushes it out to that man at silly mid-off. He's about 5 yards to the left of the pitch, straight in line there, and there's a wide deep mid-off as well on the edge of the circle. So 2 fielders covering that area at the moment. We can look up and Grory, he probably doesn't want to bowl wide here, and he doesn't. It's on the stumps, and Mannion defends it out again into that extra cover position, but it's picked up quickly and there's no chance of a single there, so it remains 22 for 2. Here's Grory again now to Mannion, who drives, lovely on drive, and it's running away for 4 down here to our left, and the fielder won't catch that one. Just timed it, was little more than a push that time from Mannion, and he kept it on the right side away from the fielders, and about it past the stumps 2 yards to the right as we look at them at the non-striker's end here, and came out to our left hand side. So he's moved to 12. Now the scoreboard's reacted. He's moved to 12, and the score goes to 26 for 2, with 152 the target here. Grory again to Mannion, and that one gets trapped somewhere up by his elbow, and it falls down, and there's no run. That's the end of the over. The end of the 8th over there in the Tynedale reply here. So for now, I think we'll just leave you here for a little break on Cricket West Tyne, and the reply has started after all the football fanatics have came and gone, and they've actually, some of them may have come out onto the field here, but I'll leave you for now. Our next broadcast will be at 6 o'clock, and I'll leave you with the score, with Tynedale needing 152 to win, or 26 for 2 after 8 overs, with Parker and Sam Mannion at the crease, and Fletcher and Cant are the men out so far, and Young has taken 2 wickets. So I'll speak to you again at 6 o'clock on the dot here on the Royal Oak Hotel and the Experts in Business Consultancy and the Canton Bisland Dairy Products broadcasts here on Cricket West Tyne. So until 6 o'clock, Tynedale 26 for 2.